the channel Physics by IITians. We have discussed differential equation. Basically, we were concentrated on first order, first degree differential equation. Today, we will consider higher order differential equations, but this all will be of first degree only. So, we are treating higher order linear homogeneous differential equations with constant coefficients, means the coefficients of the derivative terms will be a constant terms like 2, 3, 4, 5. There will not be any variable along with them. Also, we will discuss inhomogeneous equations. So, the difference between homogeneous and the inhomogeneous equation is that if the right hand side or the non-derivative terms on the right hand sides are 0, it is called a homogeneous equation. And if we have some variables or polynomials or some functions of x on the right hand side, then this equation is called inhomogeneous equation. We will treat how these two type of equations are solved. First, we will discuss the homogeneous equation, then we will go for the inhomogeneous one. A homogeneous equation can be written in the general form like this: yn plus a1 yn minus 1 plus dot dot dot. So, basically yn represents d to the power the derivative of y at nth times, and yn minus 1 means n minus 1 times, and all the coefficients like a1, a2, a3, these are constants. So, from this equation we can write a polynomial, a characteristic polynomial or an auxiliary polynomial, that is written as, we will replace all the derivative terms by a constant like lambda, and from this lambda we will write that lambda to the power n plus a1 lambda to the power n minus 1. So, this way this is the auxiliary equation or a characteristic equation. Now, we will find the roots of this characteristic equation. By solving the roots of this characteristic equation, we can easily find the our solution of the differential equation. So, there can be lot of possibilities for these roots, like all roots can be real and unequal, means distinct roots, real and distinct roots we can have. And if the roots are real and distinct, like the roots are lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, lambda n, because the polynomial is of the degree n. So, the solution of such type of equation will be yx equals to c1 is a constant, c1 e to the power lambda 1x plus c2 e to the power lambda 2x. Like this we can write the solution. So, this is the first possibility. Second possibility can be the roots of the characteristic equation are real and multiple, means one root is repeating multiple times, like lambda 1 comes 3 times, lambda 2 comes 4 times, lambda 2 comes like this. So, if we have the roots as lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda m, and they are repeated, like lambda 1 is repeated k1 times, lambda 2 is repeated k2 times, like that. In such type of situation, the solution of this differential equation will be written as yx equals to c1 e to the power lambda 1x. Suppose lambda 1 is repeated k1 times, then we will repeat these terms at k1 times, but with some variable x will be put, like c1 e to the power lambda 1x plus x c2 e to the power lambda 1x plus x square c3 e to the power lambda 1x. Lambda 1x term is fixed, e to the power lambda 1x is term is fixed. We will put a constant and a variable x. So, c1x, c2 x square, c3 x cube is continuously coming in the next alternative terms. So, this is the second category. Now, the third category can be, we have a complex root. Complex means a root that has imaginary and real part. So, when we have a complex term, like suppose the root is alpha plus minus iota beta and another root is gamma plus minus iota delta. If roots are of complex nature, then we will have solution of our differential equation that will be written as yx equals to e to the power alpha x, where the alpha is real part of that root, and for corresponding to the imaginary part of the root like beta, we will write a cos and iota sine term. So, the solution will be e to the power alpha x c1 cos beta x plus c2 sin beta x. Similarly, for the another root gamma plus minus delta, we will write e to the power gamma x bracket c3 cos gamma x plus iota c4 sin gamma x. So this will be the solution. And also we can have a complex root repeating multiple times, like real root was repeating multiple times, a complex root can also be repeat. So in this situation we will again repeat our previous process of multiplying the previous term by a x and again repeating this. So the solution is, in this case, will be e to the power alpha x c1 cos beta x plus c2 sin beta x plus x e to the power alpha x again c1 cos beta x plus c2 sin beta x. So this will be repeated. So this is the general procedure of solving a homogeneous differential equation. First we have to write the characteristic equation, we have to find the solutions or roots of that characteristic equation. By following the special procedure of those roots, like roots are real and distinct, roots are real but multiple, roots are complex, we will write the solution accordingly. So to further boost this knowledge, we will solve some numericals. So suppose first numerical is y triple dash, means the derivative of y 3 times, plus 2y double dash minus y dash minus 2y is equals to 0. This is our differential equation, and we can see that all the coefficients are constant. Also on the right hand side of equal sign there is no variable or no constant, there is simply 0 term. So it is a homogeneous differential equation. What we will do then, we have to write the characteristic equation. So characteristic equation, the first derivative term will be replaced by lambda, second derivative term will be replaced by lambda square, third derivative will be replaced by lambda q, in this way. So the characteristic equation can be written as lambda q plus 2 lambda square minus lambda minus 2 is equals to 0. And if we find the roots of this characteristic equation, roots can be found by any method. Suppose we can assume a particular root in this equation. If we assume that, put lambda equals to 1, and if this lambda equals to 1 satisfies this equation, it means it is a root of that equation, and then we will divide this whole equation by lambda minus 1, and again we will find the quadratic equation from this cubic equation, and the roots of quadratic equation can be found by general method of quadratic equation. So the roots of this characteristic equation will be minus 2, 1 and minus 1. We can see that all the roots are distinct, real and distinct. So the solution will be c1 e to the power minus 2x plus c2 e to the power x plus c3 e to the power minus x. Corresponding to each distinct root, we will have a term with a constant time c1, c2, c3. So we have the solution like c1 e to the power minus 2x plus c2 e to the power x plus c3 e to the power minus x. This was the first type of equation where we were having real and distinct roots. Now have another type of equation. This equation is written similarly. All the derivative terms, we will have a characteristic equation corresponding to lambda, like lambda q minus 7 lambda square plus 11 lambda minus 5 equals to 0. We will find the roots of this characteristic equation. The roots will be obtained as lambda equals to 1 will come 2 times, and lambda equals to 5 is the third root. So we are having 3 roots, but out of these 3, 2 are multiple roots or equal roots, and if we have an equal root, we will put a x term. So the solution can be written as c1 plus c2x e to the power x plus c3 e to the power 5x. So this will be the solution if we have a multiple root. Now another type of equation, this is the fourth order first degree equation. Again we can write the characteristic equation lambda 4 minus lambda q minus plus 2 lambda equals to 0. Again we can solve this equation to find the solution or the roots of this equation. So the roots will be obtained like 0, one root will be 0, another root will be -1, and other two roots are complex, that are 1 plus minus iota. So we are having two varieties of roots here. Two roots are real and distinct, two roots are complex. So for real and distinct we can write the simply c1 e to the power lambda x, but for complex root we have to write c1 e to the power alpha x bracket cos beta x plus sin beta x. So the general solution of this differential equation will be c1 plus c2 e to the power minus x. This c1 term is coming due to the 0 root, that lambda is 0, so e to the power 0 will be 1. So we are having solution as c1 plus c2 e to the power minus x plus e to the power x, because alpha is 1 and beta is also 1. So e to the power x c3 cos x plus c4 sin x. So this is third variety of equation where we are having complex roots as well. Now we are moving towards the fourth question. In this question we are having a 5 order equation, 5 order differential equation. If we put lambda corresponding to each derivative, we can write the characteristic equation as lambda 5 plus 18 lambda cube plus 81 lambda is equals to 0. Now if we find the roots of this characteristic equation, the roots will be obtained as 0 and the other root will be plus minus 3 iota, but this plus minus 3 iota has a multiplicity of 2, means these are coming multiple 2 times. So we are having multiple complex roots or complex roots that are coming 2 times. So we have to write the corresponding solution as per our desired result, like the solution will be c1 corresponding to lambda equals to 0 plus c2 plus c3x cos 3x, because there is no alpha term here, alpha is 0 but beta is 3, and also we will have c4 plus c5x sin 3x. So in this way we can solve any homogeneous differential equation, we can find the roots of any homogeneous differential equation whose coefficients are constant. So this is the first procedure, and such type of solution is called general solution, or we also call it a complementary function CF. Now if the equal sign, the terms on the right hand side of the equal sign are not 0, they are some functions of x or some constant, then how we will proceed for them? Such type of equation is called inhomogeneous differential equation, and for finding the solution of such type of differential equation we first calculate the equation as considering these terms as 0, means treating the. Till now we have discussed homogeneous differential equation in which the right hand side was 0. We can also see that if this right hand term is not 0, this is a function of some x. It can be a constant term or it can be a function, a polynomial, a trigonometric function or exponential function, any function of x. Then such type of differential equation is called non-homogeneous differential equation. This equation can be generally write like fd is equals to gx, where fd represents the derivative terms or the characteristic equation and gx represents the non-homogeneous part of the equation. Suppose the equation is written as d2y by dx square plus a square y is equals to cos x. So this equation can be rewritten as d square plus a square y equals to cos x. So here d square plus a square is fd term and this gx is cos x. So this represents fd is equals to gx, which is a general form of a non-homogeneous differential equation. So to find the solution of such type of differential equation, first we calculate the complementary function, that is by putting gx as a 0 means fd equals to 0, and we find the solution as we are doing for the homogeneous differential equation. Then this solution will be added with the particular solution, and to find the particular solution we write our equation is fd into y is equals to gx So we can calculate y as 1 by fd gx. So we will have a gx by fd type that will be solved to find a particular solution, and the overall solution of this non-homogeneous differential equation will be the complementary function that is treated as a homogeneous differential equation, and a particular solution that will be added. So let's see how to solve for the particular solution, as the complementary function we already know how to solve. Suppose we have a differential equation fd as d minus alpha to the power n, d minus alpha to the power n, that represents there are n number of alpha roots, means alpha is the root that is repeating n number of times. So gx, suppose gx is exponential e to the power alpha x. So if gx is a exponential term, so our particular solution for such type of differential equation will be 1 minus d minus alpha 1 divided by d minus alpha to the power n e to the power alpha x, and we will put this solution as x to the power n upon n factorial e to the power alpha x. We are not here doing the derivative of such type of equation. We are seeing that we can just remember that if the equation is of the order of d minus alpha to the power n, n can be number of repetitions of a particular root. So the solution will be x to the power n upon n factorial e to the power alpha x. Another type of equation can be of sinusoidal form, but before you are doing for the sinusoidal form, we are seeing another example of such type of exponential particular solution. So suppose our equation is d square minus 3d plus 2 into y is equals to e to the power 3x. To solve this type of differential equation, first we have to find the complementary function, and to know the complementary function we have to write the characteristic equation. So characteristic equation of this differential equation will be m square minus 3m plus 2 is equals to 0. We can find the solutions of this quadratic characteristic equation as m equals to 2 and 1, and as these roots are real and distinct, our complementary function can be written as c1 e to the power 2x plus c2 e to the power x. We are using two constants corresponding to each solution of our characteristic equation. Now our complementary function is known to us, we have to find the particular solution. To find the particular solution, we will write that the particular solution will be 1 by d square minus 3d plus 2, d square minus 3d plus 2 into e to the power 3x. So we will put this coefficient of exponential term like e to the power 3x, though 3 is the coefficient. So we will put 3 in place of d here. So if we put 3, we will have that 3 square minus 3 into 3 plus 2 into e to the power 3x. So the particular solution will be obtained as half e to the power 3x, and the required solution will be the summation of complementary function and the particular integration. So we can write solution as c1 e to the power 2x plus c2 e to the power x plus half e to the power 3x. So here we see that first we try to put the coefficient of e to the power x in the our derivative equation or the characteristic equation. If it is non-zero, then our solution will be obtained easily. But if suppose by putting d is equals to 3 in this characteristic equation we obtain a 0 term, then we cannot write a solution like this, that will be not defined. So we will use our general formula that d minus alpha to the power n e to the power alpha x, and if we put d equals to alpha we will have a 0. So the solution will be in such a case as x to the power n upon n factorial e to the power alpha x. Basically such type of solution is coming from the L'Hospital rule in the limits. You have seen that we derivative on the left and right denominator and numerator limits. We have to remember that if by putting alpha in the denominator we are obtaining non-zero term, then the solution will be obtained easily. But if we put alpha in the denominator and we obtain a 0, then we will obtain a solution from this type of equation like x to the power n upon n factorial. N is the number of repetitions of that alpha root into e to the power alpha x. So this is the first type of particular solution or a inhomogeneous equation where the right hand side is exponential. Now if this right hand side is a trigonometric function, it is a sinusoidal function, it is a cosine function, so we will obtain the solution for such type of equation by the following method. Suppose the solution, the equation is gx equals to cos ax or gx equals to sin ax, any of them. If it is a cos ax term, suppose our characteristic equation or the derivative equation is phi d square, where we have put all the d terms in terms of d square. So if it is a cos ax, we will put in place of d square minus a square. The solution will be 1 upon phi minus a square cos ax. And if it is sin ax, again we will repeat the same thing. Basically, we will replace d square by a minus a square, where a is the coefficient of or the coefficient of x in the trigonometric terms, sine or cosine terms. So to see the use of this equation, we can have an example. Suppose our example is like this. So if gx equals to cos x or gx equals to sin x, we will just replace d square by minus a square. But there can be a case where by putting minus a square we can have zero term, just as we were having in the exponential term. If our phi minus a square term comes out to be 0, so we have to use this type of equation. Suppose our equation is 1 by d square plus a square sin ax. If we put d square equals to minus a square, then the denominator will be 0. So the solution can be obtained by x by 2 integration of the numerator term or the integration of sin ax. So we will have that if we have a 1 by d square plus a square sin ax term, we will find the solution by minus x by 2a cos ax. Similarly, for the cos ax term, we will integrate cos ax and have the solution of x upon 2a sin ax. So basically the general procedure is, first we will put or replace d square by minus a square. If we don't have any 0 in the denominator, then our solution will be obtained easily. But if this, by putting d square by equal to minus a square, we are having a 0 denominator, we have to use this general type of equation where sin ax term will give us minus x upon 2a cos ax and cos ax term will give us x upon 2a sin ax. Let's have a example of such type of equation. So this is the example where we are having a differential equation given as d square plus 9y is equals to 4 cos 4x. Remind it that d square means d2y by dx square, means the double derivative of y. So first we have to find the complementary function. So the characteristic equation will be d square plus 9 equals to 0. We can obtain d as plus minus 3 iota. So we are having a complex roots. So for complex roots, we write the complementary functions like c1 cos 3x plus c2 sin 3x. As in the complex root there is no alpha term, we are only having the beta term, alpha plus minus iota beta, alpha is 0 here. So we are not having any exponential terms in the complementary function. So this will be the complementary function. Now the second step will be to find the particular integration of this equation. And for particular integration we will write as 1 by d square plus 9 cos 4x, and first we will try to put d square or replace d square by minus 4 square, means a square. So the solution will be 1 by minus 4 square plus 9, as minus 4 square plus 9 is not 0. So the solution is easily obtained as particular integration equals to minus 1 by 7 cos 4x. And to find the overall solution, we will add the complementary function obtained like c1 cos 3x plus c2 sin 3x and the particular integration minus 1 by 7 cos 4x. So the general solution of this differential equation will be c1 cos 3x plus c2 sin 3x minus 1 by 7 cos. So this is all for today. Here we have discussed how to find the solution of homogeneous differential equation and inhomogeneous differential equation, where we obtained the homogeneous equation for exponential terms and sinusoidal and cosine terms. So if you like this video, please like it and share it with your friends. We will discuss some other questions on differential equation from the previous year NET and GATE exams in the next video. Also we will discuss some other concept of differential equation there. Thank you.